आप रेस्ट कर लीजिए, मैं कर लूँगा पूजा। स्टार्ट करिए, स्टार्ट से।
संसार प्राप्त से कल्याण गुरुणानुवास्य वंदे गुरो श्री चरणारविंदं महाप्रभो कीर्तन नित्य गीता वादित्र माध्यान मनसोरसेना रोमांशकं पाशुतरंग भाजम वंदे गुरो श्रीचरणारविंदं श्रीविग्रहाराधन नित्यनाना शृंगारतान्मार्जनादो युक्तश भक्तां संयुञ्जतोऽपि वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्दं चतुर्विधा श्री भगवत्प्रसाद स्वादन तृप्तान् हरिभक्तसङ्गं कृत्वैव तृप्तिं भजत सदैव वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्दं श्रीराधिका माधवयोरपारा माधुरलीला गुणरूपनाना प्रतिस्वादनलोलुपस्या वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्दं निकुञ्जयोनो रतिकेलिसेतो यायालिभियोक्तिरपेक्षणीया तत्रातिदाक्षात् अतिवल्लभस्य वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्दं साक्षात् हरित्वेना समस्तशास्त्रे उक्तस्तथा भाव्यतेव सद्भिः किन्तु प्रभुर्यः प्रिय एव तस्य वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्दं यस्य प्रसादात् भगवत्प्रसादो यस्य प्रसादात् न गति कुतोऽपि ध्यायस्तु वंस्तस्य यशस्त्रीसन्ध्यां वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्दं 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 नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरा भक्त वृंदा जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरा भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
नमस्ते
नमस्ते नरसिंहाय प्रह्लाद लाददायिनि हिरण्यकशिपूर्वक्षः शिलाटङ्कानखालये इतो नरसिंह परतो नरसिंहो यतो यानि ततो नरसिंह बहिर्नरसिंह हृदये नरसिंह नरसिंहमदिं शरणं प्रपदे तब कर कमल वरेणखं अद्भुत श्रृंगार दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृङ्गां केशवधृता नरहरि रूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय नरसिंहदेव नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज श्री श्री नरसिंहदेव भगवान की जय प्रहलाद महाराज की जय नमो नमः तुलसी कृष्ण प्रेयसी नमो नमः तुलसी कृष्ण प्रेयसी नमो नमः राधा कृष्ण सेवा पावो ये अभिलाषी जे तुम्हारे शरण लाए तारा वंश पूर्ण हो कृपा करी कर तारे वृंदावन वासी मुरैया विलास कुंजे दियो वास नयने रिवो सदा युगल रूप राशि यही निवेदन धर सखीर अनुगत कर सेवाधिकार दिए कर निज दासी दीन कृष्ण दासे कहे एयन मोर है श्री राधा गोविंद प्रेम सदा येन भाषी तुलसी कृष्ण प्रेयसी नमो नमः तुलसी कृष्ण प्रेयसी नमो नमः यानि कानि च पापानि ब्रह्माद्यधिकानि च तानि तानि प्रणश्यन्ते प्रदक्षिणपादे पदे यानि कानि च पापानि ब्रह्माद्यधिकानि च तानि तानि प्रणश्यन्ते प्रदक्षिणपादे पदे यानि कानि च पापानि ब्रह्माद्यधिकानि च तानि तानि प्रणश्यन्ते प्रदक्षिणपादे पदे।
रीडिंग करना।
वृंद देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय।
चैतन्य चैतन्य आदि लीला पार्ट 1 वॉल्यूम 1। ओसीसी के ऊपर देखो एक ब्लू बुक है टॉप में। हाँ वो हाँ जी मैडम मिल गया। कहाँ आगे लो दिखाओ हमारा सेटिंग दिखाओ। सेटिंग दिखाओ हमारा बोला है कहाँ पर। धीरे 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 चैप्टर 1 करो ना। स्पिरिचुअल मास्टर
चैतन्य चरितमृत आदि लीला चैप्टर 1। Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is none other than the combined form of Sri Radha and Krishna. He is the life of those devotees who strictly follow in the footsteps of Srila Rupa Goswami. Srila Rupa Goswami and Srila Sanatana Goswami are the two principal followers of Srila Swarup Damodar Goswami, who acted as the most confidential servitor of Lord Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, known as Vishambara in his early life. A direct disciple of Srila Rupa Goswami was Srila Raghunath Das Goswami, the author of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Srila Kaviraj Das Goswami stands as the direct disciple of Srila Rupa Goswami and Srila Raghunath Das Goswami. The direct disciple of Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami was Srila Narottam Das Thakur, who accepted Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti as his servitor. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur accepted Srila Jagannath Das Babaji, who initiated Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, who in turn initiated Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji, the spiritual master of Om Vishnu Pad, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj, the divine master of our humble self.
Go to next chapter.
Adi Leela chapter 2. This chapter explains that Lord Chaitanya is the supreme personality of Godhead, Krishna himself. Therefore, the Brahman The Brahman effulgence is the bodily lustre of Lord Chaitanya, and the localized supersoul situated in the heart of every living entity is his partial representation.
Oh, you take one.
Text 1.
Text 1. Okay. Text 1. I offer my obeisances to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by whose mercy even an ignorant child can swim across the ocean of conclusive truth, which is full of the crocodiles of various theories. By the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, even an inexperienced boy who no educational culture can be saved from the ocean of nescience, which is full of various types of philosophical doctrines that are like dangerous aquatic animals. The philosophy of the Buddha, the argumentative presentations of the Gyanis, the yoga systems of Patanjali and Gautam, and the systems of philosophers like Kanad, Kapila, and Dattatreya are dangerous creatures in the ocean of nescience. By the grace of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, one can have real understanding of the essence of knowledge by avoiding these sectarian views and accepting the lotus feet of Krishna as the ultimate goal of life. Let us all worship Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for his gracious mercy to the conditioned souls. Text 2. O my merciful Lord Chaitanya, may the nectarian Ganges waters of your transcendental activities flow on the surface of my desert-like tongue. Beautifying these waters are the lotus flowers of singing, dancing, and loud chanting of Krishna's holy name, which are the pleasure abodes of unalloyed devotees. These devotees are compared to swans, ducks, and bees. The rivers flowing produces a melodious sound that gladdens their ears. Our tongues always engage in vibrating useless sounds that do not help us realize transcendental peace. The tongue is compared to a desert because a desert needs a constant supply of refreshing water to make it fertile and fruitful. Water is the substance most needed in the desert. The transient pleasure derived from mundane topics of art, culture, politics, sociology, dry philosophy, poetry, and so on is compared to a mere drop of water because although such topics have a qualitative feature of transcendental pleasure, they are saturated with modes of the material nature. Therefore, neither collectively nor individually can they satisfy the vast requirements of the desert-like tongue. Despite
Next chapter.
टाइम क्या है भाई?
जीवन टाइम 6:30 हुआ.
Adi Leela chapter 3. In this chapter, the author has fully discussed the reason for the descent of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
The name of the chapter.
Next chapter.
Name.
Sorry.
Name him. No.
Show me.
Here.
This chapter.
Adi Leela chapter 3. In this chapter, the author has fully discussed the reason for the descent of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna. After displaying his pastimes as Lord Krishna, thought it wise to make his advent in the form of a devotee to explain personally the transcendental mellow reciprocations of service and love between himself and his servants, friends, parents, fiancés. According to the Vedic literature, the foremost occupational duty for humanity in this age of Kali is Nam Sankirtana, or congregational chanting of the holy name of the Lord. The incarnation for this age especially preaches this process, but only Krishna himself can explain the confidential loving service performed in the four principal varieties of loving affairs between the Supreme Lord and his devotees. Lord Krishna therefore personally appeared with his plenary portions as Lord Chaitanya. As stated in this chapter, only for that purpose did Lord Krishna appear personally in Navadip in the form of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Krishnadas Kaviraj has herein presented much authentic evidence. Krishnadas Kaviraj has herein presented much authentic evidence from Srimad Bhagavatam and other scriptures to substantiate the identity of Lord Chaitanya with Sri Krishna himself. He has described bodily symptoms in Lord Chaitanya that are visible only in the persons of the Supreme Lord, and he has proved that Lord Chaitanya appeared with his personal associates like Sri Nityananda, Advaita Gadadhar, Srivas and other devotees to preach the special significance of chanting Hare Krishna. The appearance of Lord Chaitanya is both significant and confidential. He can be appreciated only by pure devotees and only through the process of devotional service. The Lord tried to conceal his identity as the Supreme Personality of Godhead by representing himself as a devotee. But his pure devotees can recognize him by his special features. The Vedas and Puranas foretell the appearance of Lord Chaitanya, but still he is sometimes called significantly the concealed descent of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Advaita Acharya was a contemporary of Lord Chaitanya's father. He felt sorry for the condition of the world because even after Lord Krishna's appearance, no one had interest in devotional service to Krishna. This forgetfulness was so overwhelming that Advaita Prabhu was convinced that no one but Lord Krishna himself could enlighten people about devotional service to the Supreme Lord. Therefore, Advaita requested Lord Krishna to appear as Lord Chaitanya, offering tulsi leaves and Ganges water. He cried for the Lord's appearance. The Lord, being satisfied by his pure devotees, descends to satisfy them. As such, being pleased by Advaita Acharya, Lord Chaitanya appeared. Text 1. I offer my respectful obeisances to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. By the potency of the shelter of his lotus feet, even a fool can collect the valuable jewels of conclusive truth from the minds of the revealed scriptures. Text 2. All glories to Lord Chaitanya, all glories to Lord Nityananda, all glories to Advaita Chandra, and all glories to devotees of Lord Chaitanya. Text 3. I have given the purport of the third verse. Now, O devotees, please listen to the meaning of the fourth with full attention. Text 4. May that Lord, who is known as the son of Srimati Sachi Devi, be transcendentally situated in the innermost core of your heart, resplendent with the radiance of molten gold. He has descended in the age of Kali by his causeless mercy to bestow what no incarnation has ever offered before, the most elevated mellow of devotional service, the mellow of conjugal love. This is a quotation from the Vidgada Madhav, a drama compiled and edited by Srila Rupa Goswami. Text 5. Lord Krishna, the son of the king of Braja, is the supreme lord. He eternally enjoys transcendental pastimes in his eternal abode, Golok, which includes Brajadham. In the previous chapter, it has been established that Krishna, the son of Brajendra, the king of Braja, is the supreme personality of Godhead with 6 opulences. He eternally enjoys transcendentally variegated opulences on his planet, which is known as Goloka. The eternal pastimes of Lord in the spiritual planet Krishna Lok are called Aprakrit or unmanifested pastimes because they are beyond the purview of the conditioned souls. Lord Krishna is always present everywhere, but when he is not present before our eyes, he is said to be aprakat or unmanifested. Text 6. Once in a day of Brahma, he descends to this world to manifest his transcendental pastimes. Text 7. We know that there are 4 ages or yugas, namely Satya, Treta, Dwapar and Kali. These 4 together comprise one Divya Yuga.
More.
Text 8. 71 Divya Yugas constitute one Manvantara. There are 14 Manvantaras in one day of Brahma. A Manvantara is the period controlled by one Manu.
आ रहे हैं हमारे आ रहे हैं बस
आ रहा हूँ मैं, 1 मिनट आ रहा हूँ.
Shall I continue? A Manvantara is the period controlled by one Manu. The reign of 14 Manus equals the length of one day, 12 hours in the life of Brahma. And the night of Brahma is of the same duration. These calculations are given in the authentic astronomy book known as the Surya Siddhanta. This book was compiled by the great professor of astronomy and mathematics Bimal Prasad Datta, later known as Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami, who was our merciful spiritual master. He was honored with the title Siddhanta Saraswati for writing the Surya Siddhanta, and the title Goswami Maharaj was added when he accepted sannyas, the renounced order of life. Text 9. The present Manu, who is the 7th, is called Vivaswat, the son of Vivaswan.
Gurubaj, you're leaving. You're leaving.
Hmm?
You're leaving to Vrindavan. I'm keeping the deities over here because
We have a room.
Yoginath Prabhu knows it. We'll figure it out, Gurubaj.
Come here. I'll tell you about. Where do you get?
He's coming. He's getting driver. I call him.
Go to the guest house.
Yes, Gurubaj.
I'm going to follow
Yes,
my
Gurubaj.
grandfather.
We'll figure it out, Gurubaj. For that, no. Thank you, Gurubaj.
Adi Leela chapter 3, text 9. The present Manu, who is the 7th, is called Vivaswat, the son of Vivaswan. 27 Divya Yugas. 27 Divya Yugas equal to 27 into 4,32,000 solar years of his age have now passed. The names of the 14 Manus are as follows.
Yes.
रिसेप्शन में गणपति के लिए बोला
हाँ
मैंने बात किया था कमरे के पास
ये हो जाएगा, जानते हैं लोग।
कैसे जा रहे हो?
यहाँ से गाड़ी से जा रहे हैं,
हाँ?
यहाँ से गाड़ी से जा रहे हैं, गाड़ी छोड़ रहे हैं।
अरे ये गाड़ी
हाँ, ये मंदिर मंदिर भी है।
वो साथ में हो गए नहीं वापस चले गए
Yes, yes.
हाँ
Yes.
वापस तो बस
देख रहे हैं, अगर रुक सकते हैं एक आध दिन, देख के फिर आ जाएंगे अगले दिन। ट्राई करेंगे एक दिन, अगर एक आध दिन रुक जाएं, फिर अगले दिन आ जाएंगे, दर्शन करके थोड़ा साथ में मिल जाएंगे।
If you think Gurban is appropriate, then we can have a, we can go to different places in the car.
ठीक है।
The names of the 14 Manus are as follows: Sambhuva, Swaruchisa, Uttama, Tamasa, Revata, Chaksusa, Vaivasta, Savarni, Daksha Savarni, Brahma Savarni, Dharma Savarni, Rudraputra, Rudra Savarni, Rashya or देव सवर्णी एंड बौत्यका और इंद्र सवर्णी. Text 10. At the end of the Dwapar Yuga of the 28th Divya Yuga, Lord Krishna appears on earth with the full paraphernalia of his eternal Braj-dham. Now is the term of Vaivasat Manu, during which Lord Chaitanya appears. First, Lord Krishna appears at the close of the Dwapar Yuga of the 28th Divya Yuga, and then Lord Chaitanya appears in the Kali Yuga of the same Divya Yuga. Lord Krishna and Lord Chaitanya appears once in each day of Brahma, or once in 14 Manvantras, each of 71 Divya Yuga in duration. From the beginning of Brahma's day of 43 crore 20 lakh years, 6 Manus appear and disappear before Lord Krishna appears. Thus, $197 crores years of the day of Brahma elapsed before the appearance of Lord Krishna. This is an astronomical calculation according to solar years. Text 11. Servitude, dasya, friendship, sakhya, parental affection, vasalya, and conjugal love, shringara, are the 4 transcendental mellows, rasas, by the devotees who cherish these 4 mellows. Lord Krishna is subdued.
what is the time now?
We are 6:48.
Dasya, Sakhya, Vasalya and Shringara are the are the transcendental modes of loving service to the Lord. Shantaras or the neutral stage is not mentioned in this verse because although in Shantaras one considered the absolute truth, the sublime great, one does not go beyond that conception. Shantaras is a very grand idea for materialistic philosophers, but such idealistic appreciation is only the beginning. It is the lowest among the relationships in the spiritual world. Shantaras is not given much importance because as soon as there is a slight understanding between the knower and the known, active loving transcendental reciprocation and exchanges begin. Dasyaras is the basic relationship between Krishna and his devotees, and therefore this verse considers Dasya the first stage of transcendental devotional service. Text 12. Absorbed in transcendental love, Lord Sri Krishna enjoys in Braj with his devoted servants, friends, parents, and conjugal lovers.
Next chapter.
Adi Leela chapter 4. In this chapter of the epic Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami has stressed that Lord Chaitanya appeared for three principal purposes of his own. The first purpose was to relish the position of Srimati Radharani, who is the prime reciprocator of transcendental love of Sri Krishna. Lord Krishna is the reservoir of transcendental loving transactions between with Srimati Radharani. The subject of those loving transactions is the Lord himself, and Radharani is the object. Thus, the subject, the Lord, wanted to release the loving mellow in the position of the object, Radharani. The second reason for his appearance was to understand the transcendental mellow of himself. Lord Krishna is all sweetness. Radharani's attraction for Krishna is sublime. And to experience that attraction and understand the transcendental sweetness of himself, he accepted the mentality of Radharani. The third reason that Lord Chaitanya appeared was to enjoy the bliss tasted by Radharani. The Lord thought that undoubtedly Radharani enjoyed his company and he enjoyed the company of Radharani. But the exchange of transcendental mellow between the spiritual couple was more pleasing to Srimati Radharani than to Sri Krishna. Radharani felt more transcendental pleasure in the company of Krishna than he could understand without taking her position. But for Sri Krishna to enjoy in the position of Srimati Radharani was impossible because that position was completely foreign to him. Krishna is the transcendental male and Radharani is transcendental female. But therefore, to know the transcendental pleasure of loving Krishna, Lord Krishna himself appeared as Lord Chaitanya, accepting the emotions and bodily lustre of Srimati Radharani. Lord Chaitanya appeared to fulfill these confidential desires and also to preach the special significance of chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, and to answer the call of Advaita Prabhu. These were secondary reasons. Sri Sarup Damodar Goswami was the principal figure among Lord Chaitanya's confidential devotees. The records of his diary have revealed these confidential purposes of the Lord. These revelations have been confirmed by the statements of Srila Rupa Goswami in his various prayers and poems. This chapter also specifically describes the difference between lust and love. The the transactions of Krishna and Radha are completely different from material lust. Therefore, the author has very clearly distinguished between them. Text 1. By the mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, even a foolish child can fully describe the real nature of Lord Krishna, the enjoyer of pastimes of Braja, according to the vision of the revealed scriptures. One can ascertain the meaning of this Sanskrit sloka only when one is endowed with the causeless mercy of Lord Chaitanya. Lord Sri Krishna, being the absolute personality of Godhead, cannot be exposed to the mundane instrument of vision. He reserves the right not to be exposed by the intellectual feats of non-devotees. Notwithstanding this truth, even a small child can easily understand Lord Sri Krishna and his transcendental pastimes. In the land of Braj by the grace of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
You can stop now. पुरुषोत्तम बैठे उसको हाल में बुलाओ कपड़ा चेंज करने देना